Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Panthers Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Excuse me, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProChargeEV.com. All right, y'all, back from New York. Good to be home. Long travel day. Got in last evening, had a get together over at Erica's parents' house. Their whole family came home and crashed. So crashed, tried to wake up to go to the gym this morning and got out of bed and got right back in bed. I was so tired, still tired. And our Keurig is broken, so I haven't even had my coffee. First world problems, I get it. But no workout this morning to get things fired in my brain, and no coffee yet to artificially get things firing in my brain. So today's show might be a bit of a struggle. Anyway, okay. Saints win yesterday. They beat the Panthers. I was able to actually keep an eye on this game despite being at the airport. I was watching it on my phone at the gate and then also on the flight. Had some buffering issues, and I did doze off at one point. But the Saints beat the Panthers 28-6. A pretty solid day overall. The Saints got going with the first score despite early issues in the red zone again. Blake Grupe missed field goal. And please don't tell me about the laces and blah, 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 blah. He snap hooked it. It looked like one of my golf shots. It was terrible. Anyway. So Saints got on the board with a nice drive. 6 plays, 44 yards, 3:12 off the clock. Panthers answered with a field goal. Defense bowed up nicely to force the field goal try. And then the Saints blocked a punt for a touchdown. So that kind of gave them the breathing room they needed, and they coasted from there. The Panthers only added one more field goal, never got in the end zone. So nice day for the Saints defense. Jimmy Graham with another touchdown reception. Oh, look, weird. Jimmy Graham, a red zone threat. It only took him to week 14 to realize that. Like, what? So Saints beat the Panthers. They end their three-game losing streak. Not a great day offensively for the Saints. If we're being very candid, it was actually kind of a bad day offensively for the Saints. They only put up 207 yards of offense. Carolina put up 303. Carolina outgained you by 100 yards. But your defense was able to come up with stops. And you did score touchdowns 3 times in the red zone, which has been a huge talking point, and they were 0 for 2 in the red zone. So that was your difference in the game. You scored 3 times in the red zone and got a special teams touchdown. They went 0 for 2 in the red zone. So you won the turnover margin 2-1. Carr threw a pick. Bryce Young threw. They fumbled twice. I guess one was the. I'm trying to remember both now. I guess the block punt counts as a turnover, yeah? Anyway. So Saints win. By virtue of the win, even at 6-7, they are now in a tie for first place in the division. So this is the conundrum that I know a lot of you have right now. You want the Saints to lose and tank and fire everybody and get a draft pick. I'll be very, 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 very honest and very consistent with this. I don't want them to lose. I want them to win out. I want them to win out and go 10-7 and get a home game in the playoffs and win it and try to make a run. That's what I want to happen. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. So that's the conflicting part. But the only way I think I would ever poo-poo a win is if it were a situation like the Jets had a few years ago where they were going to get the number 1 pick. They end up winning in week 17. the last game of the season, and that win cost them the number 1 pick, and Jacksonville got Trevor Lawrence, and they drafted Zach Wilson. That's the only time where I would poo-poo a win, because the win on that singular day isn't as significant as what it cost you in the draft, if that makes sense. So I'm not poo-pooing a win. And Bucks, Falcons, Saints all at 6-7 right now. Carolina's 1-12. So, you are in the middle of a division race. And somebody from this division is going to the playoffs and is going to host a wild card round playoff game as a division champion and the 4 seed. So, now, if everything holds, that means the team you're hosting is very likely Philadelphia. It's probably not going to go well. But, it's going to be one of, well, it'd be either Philly or Dallas. Whichever one doesn't win the division will be the 5 seed and will go on the road in the first round to the NFC South champion. So, you can pretty much chalk that up today. Like either Philly or Dallas will play at the winner of the NFC South in the wild card round. And that's probably not going to go well if it's New Orleans or for any of the NFC South teams. But I'd rather make the playoffs than not make the playoffs. So at 6-7, yes, I want to go win this weekend. I want to beat the Giants and go to 7-7, and then I want to beat I want to go to LA and beat the Rams, and I want to beat the Bucks, and I want to beat the Falcons, and I want to go 10-7 and win the division and go into the playoffs on a 5-game winning streak and feeling really good and see if you can pull an upset at home. That's what I want to see. No, I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what I would like to see. Hey, Dad, good morning. Mark Vitanovich, good morning. Bubba Smith, John Hendricks, Keith Dardis. Do you think the Vikings make a serious run of the playoffs with Nick Mullins at the helm? No, I do not. They scored 3 points yesterday. And I know Mullins went in at quarterback and led them to the field goal drive. But I think we were asking similarly the question when Dobbs went in and played really well initially, despite being there for, 3 days the first time he started. Deborah Coward, good morning. Your walks around New York were beautiful. Glad you had a safe trip. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was thinking about this last night because a lot of times people go on work trips, and work trips are more play than they are work. And I guess I could see that, like, if, let's say you go on a work trip and you're going to a conference or a convention. Well, when you are, like, passively participating, like you're going to a conference, but you're just there to sit and observe and learn and watch and listen. That's different than when you go and you have to be the one presenting the conference. Does that make sense? So that's kind of my role when I go on these trips because I'm doing shows. Like, I still have to go do a radio show. I had to do a 3-hour show on Friday and a 2-hour show on Saturday, and had to prep it and get guests and get there on time. And thankfully, Bo, our engineer, was. Anyway, my point is, I do work a lot when I go on these trips. But it was nice to find some time to do some fun stuff as well. So yes, I had a great time. Mark, Derek Carr played well yesterday. He throws a good long ball. I'll give him a little bit of leeway because he was injured. But I don't think we should look at Derek Carr's day yesterday and say he played well. Derek Carr finished 18 of 26 for 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. I don't think that's the expectation for a guy who you pay to be your franchise quarterback. Let's see. Christian Myers, morning, Matt. Should the Saints target Dan Quinn after the season? So I think what typically happens, that's assuming, if we're assuming the Saints do in fact fire Dennis Allen, typically whenever when you fire a coach, you end up hiring the opposite of that coach. So you went with a retread defensive guy you're probably going to go with an offensive-minded coach, just a guess. So, no, I don't think they would target Dan Quinn. Although Dan Quinn feels like he's poised for another run, right? I mean, he did get Atlanta to the Super Bowl and was a 28-3 lead away from winning a Super Bowl. How quickly things could fall apart. I mean, we talked about Doug Peterson, right? I mean, Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl, and Saints could have hired him and said they promoted Dennis Allen, and Peterson's in Jacksonville winning games. Trivia Carter, Christian, good morning. Jacob Thompson, how was the flight back? It was good. We got up and actually got to the airport really early. Not really early. The flight was at 2:40, and we got to the airport at like 11. Just to make sure there was no... Weather was supposed to be was bad in New York yesterday, and didn't want to get stuck in weather or traffic or anything. So, anyway, Trav 504, Dalton Barnett, Taylor Hudson, good morning. Terry McCain, good morning. Brett Guidry, wish Saints would keep those throwbacks as permanent. Yes, the only problem with them is the helmet. They don't match the helmet to the old gold on those or on the Color Rush, which I understand the NFL only allows you to have one alternate helmet. The problem the Saints have is they chose that stupid black helmet. But yes, I do like the throwbacks. But I wish they would match the helmet color to the pants. Jeff Hawk, good morning. Wendell Norman, Glenn Garner. I really dug your question after the ceremony. I asked a couple. Which one? I asked... if he would compare the emotion that he felt winning it to anything else that he had felt before, personally or on the field. Oh, and then I asked him where he was keeping the trophy. That's it. It says keeping it at his mom's house. It says it's going to his mom's house. Ransom Antoine, morning, Matt. Tough watch again. I fear if we win out, we'll get another year of this. Yeah. If you went out and make the playoffs, you probably will get another year of this. But couldn't I also argue, who is that? Ransom Antoine. Antoine, couldn't I also argue that if you find a way to win out, that maybe you figured some stuff out? Maybe you found that magic unlock. Like, think of it through that lens. If you find a way to win out, you probably figured some stuff out. Now, again, none of us think that's going to happen. But, could. Jerry G, Brian Penn, Tim Gotro, Cliff Nelson, good morning. Morning, Uncle Scone Stradamus, LFG Team Drew. Y'all come sit on Uncle Scone's lap. Try to tell y'all I wasn't to worry about with Jaden. A lot of y'all worried. Tiger Diver, morning Scone. Shout out to the Otter for a 5-0 day yesterday. How about Jimmy Ott's football Sunday yesterday? I mean, outside of Jimmy's plays, they were 8-2 yesterday, I believe. Really good day yesterday for Jimmy Ott's football Sunday. I've been telling y'all all year. I mean, and the worst thing that could happen, though, is someone jumps in. They hear me say that, they jump in on a weekend, it's a 4-5 weekend, or it's a losing weekend. You go, they stink. No, you have to play. Like, the suggestion that I make is like, you have to be patient and you have to be consistent. So if you make every play and you have your betting amount, whatever it is, $10, $100, $1,000, whatever and you're making every play over time, you will win over time. Because I mean, you have professional sports handicappers. These are how this is how they make their money. So if they're giving you their couple of best bets every Sunday and you make them all, you're over the course of the season, you're gonna make money. It's fun when you win. Renard All Narcisse, good morning. Jerry G, Chawalt 1, morning, Matt. Welcome home. Really enjoyed the Heisman preview show. Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks so much for watching. Jonathan Martin, good morning. Jesse Brown, what's the deal with the Saints? Center and Carr. I don't know. With Eric McCoy and Carr, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Keep in mind, I was watching without sound on a phone yesterday in an airport and then on a plane where we did buffer quite a bit. James McKinney, morning, Matt. It's funny to keep seeing the video of the ASU players cleaning out Jaden's locker. Great redemption. Christian, when does the Joe Moore Award get announced? Good question. Let's find out. Tuesday, December. Oh, finalists. Oh, that's right. That's how they do it. They don't say the date, so it's a surprise announcement on the winning team's campus. They bring the award, the big, like it's the size of a piano. They bring it to the campus. I remember that from 2019. They don't announce the date. It's a surprise, and they bring it to the campus with like a camera crew and everything. All right, y'all smash that like button if you would, please. If you're new, subscribe up on the YouTube channel. Appreciate that. Facebook, please like the Matt Scone page, share the post. Cliff Nelson, all Sunday airplane flights should show complimentary red zone. I agree with you. That would be a wonderful, wonderful amenity. Hunter Broadhead, good morning. Let's see. Carr is the empty calories QB. He's not the answer, but 37 yards going into the fourth quarter is so pitiful. Yes. Sky, do you think they win the next game? They're at home again, and they're playing the Giants, who the Giants play tonight on Monday Night Football. So you'll get a little bit of a scouting report there on New York. And you're playing, so the Giants will be on a short week on the road. So you played at home. The Giants are playing tonight, Monday Night Football. So they're a short week, and they have to travel, and they don't have Daniel Jones. So, I mean, the Saints, I'm looking at it right now, the early line on that game is Saints 6. Like, they should win that game. Now, after that, you're going to have to go back-to-back road games. West Coast play the Rams, then East Coast play the Bucs, then you're home against the Falcons. So, should you beat the Giants? Yeah, you should beat the Giants. After that, I don't know that you're favored in any of your final three. So, oh, hang on, Drew's back next week. I'll be right back. We're not done. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, y'all, let's blow and go to about 5 more minutes here. I'll have to get the boy up and get him going to school. Chris P, what's up with DA having attitude? I did not hear any of the post game. Jerry G and y'all wanted the Saints to lose. It didn't happen. I think there's varying opinions there, Jerry. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. Yes, there's people who want the Saints to lose because they want them to lose out. And you want them to lose out because you want a better draft pick. And you want a better draft pick because you think you might draft your franchise quarterback, which could help the team. So there is an irony that the worst thing that could happen is losing games, but that could also be the best thing. For me, what I think is what I would like to have happen is the Saints win all their games. And as I said, go to the playoffs and win the division and go to the playoffs and get a home game and hopefully pull an upset in advance and figure some things out. Now, I don't believe that's going to happen. I also don't believe they're going to lose out because they're good enough not to lose out, but they're bad enough not to win out, and they're probably going to finish somewhere around 8-9. I mean, I think they'll probably beat the Giants this week and get to 7-7. I think they'll lose to the Rams and the Bucks, and they can beat Atlanta at home and finish 8-9. And that's not going to be good enough to win the division because you're going to lose tiebreaker. So I don't know. I'd have to look at all the opponents the rest of the way. Dalton, Maddie, is a plague young Cowboy fan and very pleased with yesterday's outcome. I hope the rest of the Cowboys fans can be civil, LOL. Damon Gilmore, Brad David, looking back at that Green Bay loss is so frustrating. Yes, it is. Jerry G, always feel good when the Saints win. Cajun Country, Patrick Mahomes can go cry a river. He has no idea of getting bad calls. Saints are still recovering from no call. So here's my question. I saw the Tony play. If you missed it, the Chiefs looked like they're playing the Bills. The Bills kick a field goal late to go up 2017, and it looked like the Chiefs had a game-winning play. Mahomes throws it to Kelsey. Kelsey laterals to Kadarius Toney, who scores, and they called Kadarius Toney offsides. He had lined up offsides, and he was very clearly lined up offsides. So I heard Andy Reid say it was like embarrassing, and I saw Mahomes yelling on the sideline. Was Reid saying, because I just saw a quote, again, I was traveling yesterday. Was Reid saying it was embarrassing that they called it, or embarrassing that an NFL player was lined up offsides? Because anyone in Kansas City who's complaining about that, I mean, dude was lined up offsides, and it wasn't close. Like, his foot was where the ball was, and half his torso is over the ball. Like, he was offsides. Be mad at that guy. Got it. Okay, Jeff said the block punt was changed to a fumble. Well, it's not changed to a fumble, right? A block punt, I guess, would be ruled as a fumble. And the interception was changed as a fumble as well. I must have missed that play. Again, we buffered a lot on the plane, so it's kind of like watching and then a buffer and all that sort of stuff. Most quiet I've ever heard the Dome. No one buys this team. Worst one I've ever seen. Oh, Bailey. We've seen way worse than that. Way worse than that. Yeah. Anyway, Carr is the most apathy. Said Derek Carr is the most hated quarterback since Wade Wilson. I don't know, man. Aaron Brooks at the end was pretty maligned. And the COVID year was obviously horrendous all the way, or not the COVID year, excuse me, the Katrina season, for all the obvious reasons, were horrendous. But Aaron Brooks was pretty awful. Got it. Okay, so the block punt ball never hit the punter's foot. I saw that. I saw the replay. So that didn't go down as a blocked punt. It went down as a fumble. I need to go dig through all this today. Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on just so I can get a few more here, but I need to dig through that today. Thank you for the heads up. All right, let's see. Mahomes went off on the officials. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see. Swee Abbin, love the shows, Matt. You're the reason I pay attention to Louisiana sports right now. Thanks for bringing it. You got it. Thanks for watching. How about them CMEs that are inbound to our planet and realm? What's a CME? Y'all are on one today, man. Either that or I just really, my brain ain't firing because I need my coffee. I need to go get coffee on the way to bring her to school. The Madden Marine. What happened to the trip to the mall yesterday? So yesterday I didn't get to do my immediate reaction video. So I was flying home from New York yesterday. So I didn't get home till last night. So that's why there was no immediate reaction video. And I don't want people to think I didn't do one because they won, and I'm only going to do the immediate reaction videos when they lose. That's not it. But for those who don't know, when the Saints finish playing, when they play in the noon window, I take Drew to the mall and I do like an immediate reaction video. Anyway, Neil Ehrlich, do you think Jimmy Graham can be an every down tight end? No. Hi, original beings. Hi, visitor. Wom's welcome has been warm out. Okay. And Vlad said we're sentenced to another year of Derek Carr, so one more year of Dennis Allen wouldn't hurt so much. Yeah, well, I don't know. Apathy is the concern, and when you're in this perpetual state of mediocrity, yes, that feels like what's happening. Drove in from upstate New York this weekend, 22 hours. God bless you, Luke. Anyway. Okay, I got to go. Y'all have a great day. Mark asked about, will Coach O be a head coach at D1 level again soon? No. All right, I got to go. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Mark Allen, did you like the uniform? Talked about that earlier, Mark. Yes, they need to match the helmet to the pants. Can't do that because the NFL only allows one alternate helmet, and the Saints chose that stupid black helmet. So the Saints screwed it up. But anyway, y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. YouTube, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Have an awesome day. We'll get you to LSU Daily here in a little bit and AFR Live at 3. Peace.